The major area in the bond that we're looking at is our open concept. Both the high school and Larson Elementary are 44 years old. They came into existence in the 70s when it was a new concept that came out of California that then come through some of the areas here in central Michigan.
Especially children who have any sort of special needs or need any accommodations, it's hard for teachers to do that for those kids because they don't have the ability to give them the focus and the attention that all those kids deserve.
It was a huge adjustment. I mean, I came from a school that had, obviously walls and doors and you have your own individual classrooms, but when I went to the high school here, it's distracting. I mean, it's hard to tune things out when you're hearing health class on the other side of the bookshelf when you're trying to concentrate on history class, and it's just a lot of distraction, a lot of commotion.
The open concept has been around since 1975 in the high school, and it simply needs to be closed off.
They thought that that was going to be the way education was going. In today's world, that's not where education is going. We have learning environments that we have students in that are not successful because of the chaos, because of what they have to actually focus on in those classrooms. So the major expense that we're looking at is in those two buildings by adding walls.
When you have water inside light fixtures in your classroom, that can't be good. When I was seeing leaky roofs and buckets up in the rafters and on the floor, I'm thinking mold, I mean, carpets that have been there for 30 years. What's underneath it? That can't be healthy either.
So we have to make sure some things work. I mean, we have to have roofs on the building. We have to have places where cars can come and go. We have to have lots and sidewalks. We have to have boilers. We have to have mechanical systems. We have to have electronics.
This is a long-term solution. This is not a short-term Band-Aid to try to fix small problems. There are huge problems.
Since 1995, most of the districts around us have done one or more, in some cases many more, proposals to their public for additions or renovations or demolitions and new construction. Harrison has been very, very frugal.
If this millage fails, we have failed our students, we have failed our teachers, we have failed our administrators. These buildings are not in a condition where they can just keep holding themselves up. We have to make a change.
We're going to have to figure out how much money I can afford to put away every year that takes away from a classroom to put into a building or a boiler or a heating system or whatever that might be to try to keep up putting Band-Aids onto problems that need triage and tourniquets, not Band-Aids. And that's where we're at with it. I don't have a real great answer on how this is going to play out down the road, but it will be bad. It will be extremely bad for this district if we do not get this done.
I'm a taxpayer too, nobody wants their taxes to go up. Everything seems to go up and our pay stays the same. But you do what you need to do to help your children.
We're not a wealthy district, we know that, and we've scrimped and saved and cut corners to make things work. But at a certain point, you can't cut corners anymore. Things are falling apart.
Looking at an average homeowner spending about $5 a month, in the community we live in, with all the poverty we have here, this is affordable.
$5 or $6 a month is a minimal compared to the impact it can have on a child's life.
And right now, this community's on a roll. It really is. We've got a city that has money's coming into it for Rising Tide, that they're investing economic development in it. We've got some other issues that are very positive happening with the chamber, with the city library. This is just the next step to come all together as a community.
Not only will we start to have more pride coming back in our schools, I've already started to see the glow around town with supporting Harrison and supporting our schools and Hornet Nation, and you see all these things starting to come back that we used to have years ago. Then there's no more excuses about why Harrison isn't great or why we're not as good as some other town. We are just as good as every other community.
When you're given all of the skills and knowledge that you need to create a successful future, you can just soar. Your possibilities are endless.